Whether you're a lifelong keeper or just getting started, help us encourage responsible keeping, conservation, and public education in the interest of keeping our reptiles safe and healthy as we protect them for future generations. You're invited to spend time with us as we experience these awesome animals together on Intrepid Exotics. What's going on, guys? We made it through another week. Made it to another Saturday. Hope everybody's doing okay. Threw everything together in a hurry tonight. I was actually decided to take the day off today, and didn't remember till about 7 o'clock. I was like, oh yeah, we got to do a live stream tonight. So so here we are. And I think things look a little dark. Let me fix that. Like I said, moving a little quick tonight, getting things set up. Turn some lights on. See if that helps a little bit. Yep. So who all is out there tonight? You got Derek. How you doing? Sam is here. Me Mutter is here. She's the reason why y'all gotta listen to me. Nana D is here. Hello. Heidi is in. What else we got? Cyrus, good to see you. I hope everybody's having an awesome Saturday. Let's see. Hey, Chad. How's it going, buddy? Good to see you, man. Nicole, welcome back. Okay, so yeah, man, it's been another incredibly busy week. Partially because we're down a guy at work now for the rest of the year. So we've been moving a little bit faster. So that sucks a little bit more of my energy for making videos and stuff like that during the week. But would you stop? Now, Chloe, she sat here just as quiet as could be the whole time before we went live. Now she's trying to wrap me all up, this little turd. Hey, Jay, how's it going, man? So yeah, I had a couple ideas I've been kicking around this week for a video. I'm not entirely sure how I want to go about it, or if I even want to make it really. It's nothing bad, but I'm always hesitant about referencing anybody else in videos. You know, I don't want to upset too many of the other creators out there, which I really don't think I would do. But I'm thinking about doing kind of long episode on why reticulated pythons won't sit still. Would you chill? Please, just chill out for a little bit. She's crazy. But I'm thinking about doing one kind of referencing the differences between educational content and entertainment content. Stuff that you're going to see that if you watch it and you try it, you're going to get yourself hurt, versus stuff that, you watch it in order to learn how to work with your animals and how to get better at it. So there's a big spectrum of it. And typically the bigger channels tend to spend a lot more time in the entertainment side of everything, which stands to reason. I mean, that's how you get big. You do the stuff that people want to see, you do the really exciting stuff. And when you're droning on about, looking at your snake and going, okay, this is how fast their tongue's flicking, this is what this means. Not always is as exciting to everybody, which is a bummer in the respect that it makes it a lot harder to get everything out there for people to see. But I don't know, man. What's y'all's thoughts? Do you think that's something that kind of needs to be addressed, or something that might benefit some folks? Maybe there's new keepers out there watching some of these bigger channels that are really dramatic and thinking, man, I could never have one of those animals. I could never do that, or I'd never want to get bit like that or anything like that. So it's one of those things that's kind of up in the air. I'm just, as always, I just try and find the most tasteful ways to do the stuff, so, because I definitely don't want to slam anybody. But hey, how's it going? KT, welcome back, man. You ain't missed nothing yet. I'm just sitting here pontificating about a video I'm thinking about doing, kind of comparing and contrasting educational content versus entertainment when it comes to snakes. So, hey Donna, how you doing? Hey, good to see you. It reminds me, got to get the banner up here for USARK. There we go. I keep forgetting to put that thing up all the time. But I don't know, man. One of the things that really, come on, chill. For those of you guys that don't know, this is Chloe. She is our lavender female reticulated python who just doesn't want to sit still tonight. Say, must be in a place where nobody can keep them, huh? Are you in Florida? No, Florida's got a lot of prohibitions about them. I could never live down there. I don't know how people live down there anyway with all the restrictions that are on the animals down there. It would drive me crazy. It's one thing I do got to say about North Carolina. They're pretty nice to us about the reptile laws out in New York. I got you. And we've got to hey Brian, good to see you, buddy. Man, we've actually got to get ready for an expo here tomorrow as well. It was kind of a last minute thing. I had a friend of mine was going to do a reticulated python demonstration down at the Show Me Snakes show up here in Durham tomorrow, and got tied up. Called kind of a couple hours ago. I asked if I'd do it, so we're going to be taking Chloe here. She's going with us, and taking both of my 16-foot, my male and my female retics out with, and are going to take Jay out as well, the male, 7-8-foot male. He'll be coming out with us, and we're just going to do a little talk about kind of, yeah, this is what they look like here when you're getting ready to take them home type deal, and then pull Monty and Tigger out and say, and this is what you've got to be ready for when they grow up, and then do as much expounding on that as we can. Yeah, I've heard reptile laws in Tennessee are pretty good too. Matter of fact, who is it that was just talking about moving to Tennessee not too long ago? I think it was Chris Eaton. I think he's wanting to get out of New York, and he was looking at moving down to Tennessee. But I don't know, man. You guys can kind of give me your thoughts, what you think, a good comparison would be. I think one of the things that really motivated me to start planning this video out in my head was I seen that one that Jay put out the other day where he's got his head inside of a retic enclosure, and the thumbnail is a snake biting him in the head. And I just started thinking, I was like, so many people see that stuff, and I'm sure if there was ever a chance a person may not be terrified of snakes, big snakes specifically, that chance just got completely blown out of the water, as soon as they see stuff like that. And it's kind of sad to see too. So I've heard Indiana's not too bad either. Hey, Jeremy, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I actually used to live here about 15 years ago. I lived not too far from Evansville. I think that's about where you're at, Jeremy, close to the southern part of the state. I actually spent some time working at a casino opening out in a town called French Lick, Indiana, which everybody thought it was a joke, but it's an actual town. So they had like a riverboat opening that we was working security on, getting that thing started, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, is like 30, 45 minutes or so away from Evansville. Would you behave? I am going to put you back. I'll tell you, this animal right here has gotten so spoiled in her time here, it's not even remotely close to funny. She is to the point where as soon as she sees me do anything over there, as soon as I get close to the enclosure, her head automatically pops out about 6 inches. And if I even come anywhere close to the door, She's already out. I don't even hook this girl anymore. I reach in, pull the hide off of her, pull her the rest of the way out. And she's just about as mellow as you could ever expect a snake to be. So she kind of blows that reticulated python myth kind of out of the water with her. I have yet to see her do anything even remotely close to mistaking me for a meal or anything. Man, warm in here. Plus, I just ate too. We managed to sneak dinner in before we came online. And if you don't stop, I am definitely going to put you back. Athena wanted to come out and say hi to everybody too. But, and Bob, he's getting ready to go in the shed. So he's up there sleeping. He doesn't want to be messed with by anybody for any reason. So I just kind of leave him alone. All right. Okay, cool. Now I'm starting to get behind. Let's see, offhand, what are the different laws in different states? When we're talking about reptile laws in different states, if you look at it rationally, the way it's supposed to work is you look at the local ecosystem and see which animals are a threat. If they get released, if they've got a threat of becoming invasive or something like that. It's kind of the primary reason you should see stuff banned. But you'll see them up north implementing bans in places where it gets down in the below zero in the wintertime where no snake is going to survive. So sometimes it's just kind of a political thing. Most of the states, I think, from what I hear of everybody across the country, most of them seem to be pretty good. Some places will have more restrictions on venomous just as a public safety type thing. But man, there goes that camera. Wigging out again. Okay. Yeah, I'm still using the same capture card. So I guess that'll be an investment for next week. See if I can upgrade that card, get it to stop flickering on me like that. Let me get you down. I'm going to put her back. Okay, snake. Go run around in there. Uh-oh. Pretty good timing on my part because I heard her butt gurgling as I was putting her back into the enclosure. I was downstairs earlier with Monty, and I got to go down and clean her enclosure as soon as we get done here because she, I don't know any of you guys that have got big reticulated, big snakes in general. Anytime you're down there and all of a sudden you can hear them from across the room, when they start gurgling, you're like, yep, we're cleaning enclosures tonight. But so yeah, different states have got different things as far as laws go. Yeah, the only time I'll get only time I'll really get anything venomous is if I end up getting something. It's like a public display set up, and then I'll have some, rattlesnakes, copperheads, stuff like that. A lot of the local stuff, just so people can see them up close. Hey, oh yeah. Todd, going back to that video, that's just the way it works. I mean, especially you get somebody out in Hollywood like that, gets their ego all blown up with some big snakes. I mean, that's his entire goal out there is to make those snakes as big as humanly possible and get as much attention as possible and make as much money as possible. Bad part is that, the fighting the snakes and all that stuff, the overweight snakes, it all makes him and it makes the community look bad. And really, like if Jay is the only person that you've got as a point of reference for snakes, he makes reptile keepers look pretty dumb, Yeah, everybody thinks that we're just sitting here fighting our animals all the time, and nobody else has got the presence out there to counter that and show the more pleasant side, the real side of keeping these guys. I mean, I know that if I had to go down there and fight my animals every single time I interacted with them, Now, I wouldn't keep snakes. It wouldn't be no fun. It'd be no fun for them. It wouldn't be no fun for me. Um, if we weren't able to peacefully cohabitate and interact with each other, then it's just not a pleasant experience for anybody. Man, we're going out of focus and everything tonight. Come on, work with me here. See what I get for just like last minute throwing everything together. Yep. That's Larry Bird's from there. Yeah, I'm the same way. I can't. I just don't like watching hyperactive car salesman type people. It doesn't make any difference what they are or what business they're in. It's just. Yeah. See, the only thing that I'm really kind of concerned about is, and it's funny too, because I look through YouTube and I see so many people posting up faces of people on their channels and, making thumbnails with everything that you could think of that's somebody else's. And it's perfectly fine. They get away with it. And then you've got the thing like what happened to Dingo when his channel got completely nixed. He had like a picture that his editor had put on there, and somebody else, maybe it was 3 pictures or something like that, but it was enough for him to get 3 copyright strikes in a row off that one thumbnail, and YouTube just completely nixed his channel. So that kind of stuff makes me really paranoid. Like I said, I see so many people using other people's images when they're talking about them and stuff like that. My big thing, I just don't want to get any copyright strikes off of it, because I'm not going to get on here and slam anybody, slander anybody, or nothing like that. So I'm not worried about that necessarily. But even talking about Jay, if I put out that video, it's still going to be there's still going to be that professional courtesy there, which I think needs to be kind of paramount. And there was a little interactions I'd seen between some other retic folks here earlier this week too, on the topic of keeping the negativity out. So let's see. It looks like I'm getting behind again. Let me see. Yeah, she does. That snake loves the hell out of me. She's just I swear that's the sweetest animal. I really think that she still remembers being in there freezing her ass off. And I'll never forget when I went and picked Chloe up. For those of you that didn't hear it, she was sitting in an empty, roach-infested house. It was cold. She didn't have any heat on her. She didn't have any water. She was in a little Exoterra, cluttered up with crap and a hide that was too small for her. And I ran in, and when I went in to see her, God, I just felt so bad for her. I opened up the doors, and as soon as she see me, her little tongue started going, and I picked the hide up, and she didn't. I just reached in and get her, no hook, no nothing. She just crawled right out of my hand, and as soon as I picked her up, she just laid her head on my chest and stayed there, just for the warmth, and she's just been. I think she remembers that. I mean, from the very first time I ever picked her up, man, she's just been cool. It's almost like she still appreciates it. Yeah, butt gurgle. Yeah, the butt gurgles aren't too bad on a little 4-foot snake, but you get a 16-foot retic, and the butt gurgles, they can be pretty serious. And in many cases, they can be life-threatening because you can drown in that shit. I swear she dropped 2 pounds of urate out of her a little while ago. I got my hands full. And my trash can full anyway. Right? I get pretty lucky, man. I try and time all of my stuff so that they've got time to do what they got to do before I get them draped all over me. And Monty, my female my female Motley retic, the first 6-8 months I had her, just about every time I took her out, man, you could guarantee she was going to take a leak on you, either on me or on the floor, or on the keyboard or something. And then kind of all of a sudden it just kind of stopped. I think part of it is, even if they seem like they're comfortable, I think they still might get a little bit anxious. Some of them will take longer to calm down. Of course, that's going to probably, in a lot of cases, a reaction to them being nervous and scared or whatnot. So that could have very well been it too. But yeah. See, I mean, I think anything with venomous, there needs to be something implemented that you've got to test out. You've got to do some kind of live handling demonstration in front of a professional or something. I mean, I'm a firm believer that if you're going to own a venomous snake, there should be some kind of a licensing procedure, because you can't just give them to anybody. And I'm not, we're always concerned about everybody, but not as concerned about a keeper themselves, because you know the risk, you're taking the risk, you're handling the animal. If something happens, I don't have any sympathy for you, because you knew the risks. Just like me when I was jumping out of airplanes and stuff, I knew there was a chance the parachute didn't open. If it doesn't open, see you guys. There's just certain risks that we assume with certain activities that we do. But now you've got somebody that isn't really familiar with them. Of course, they're going to be excited about it. They're going to call their friends over. They might have kids at the house. They might be the kid at the house. They might have parents at the house, or pets, or whatever the case may be. Taking that thing out, you're handling it all irresponsibly and getting somebody else hurt. So yeah, I am not the least bit against licenses and permits for HOTS at all. Christina, how you doing, my friend? Hope you guys aren't freezing too bad over there. It's a little bit warmer today. Yeah, that I think probably the worst hosing down I'd ever seen. It didn't happen to me. I was standing about 3 feet away from the person, but it was an enclosure up arm's length, probably a 14-foot retic, and came out, and as soon as that butt crossed that line right there, I swear it was a gallon of water just instantaneously. It was like a big water balloon burst, and the poor person, I don't even remember who it was who was taking the snake down, but they got just head to toe covered. I laughed. I jumped back first, and then I laughed my ass off. Hey, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you stopped in. Looking forward to Christina. Is Jim still planning on coming out to Durham tomorrow? If he is, we'll definitely be appreciated, because I know I'm going to have my hands full up there. Oh, just 1 second. Let's see here. Ooh, I know, I'm reading, and this is like dead air. This is why I'd make an absolute terrible DJ on the radio. So yeah, I do that too. I mean, and especially on stuff like Facebook, because I'll get like 10, 15, 20 sometimes friend requests at a time on Facebook. So I just go down the list and I'll click them. I accept everybody. And then typically within 5 minutes, I get hit on by some Nigerian dude with a fake profile. And I got to block them. And then once or twice a week, I'll see somebody post some stuff, and it's just like, oh my God, no, go away. And I'll just take them off the page. Because there's some things. People, pretty accepting of different states of mind and different trains of thought, rather. But there are some things that cross the line with me. I don't make a big fight of it. I just push them off to the side. Can't change the world, but I don't have to accept everything. So, yeah, that was really rude what they did to Dingo. I hated to see that. Jennifer, are you late? What are you doing? Good to see you. Glad you made it. Has anyone had their snake scare itself? I've had a lot of mine. It's really funny to watch almost every one of my snakes when they come out at first, at least. They come out, they're really sensitive under their chin to hairs. They'll come out and their head will just barely bounce off the top of my arm and they'll jump back really quick. Yeah, I wish it'd be warmer here. It's supposed to be 50 and raining tomorrow, and I've got to get the snakes out to the armory. So, it always makes me really nervous taking them out when it's, when the temperature's cold like that. So the snake was whacking itself in the face with the tail. Mine do some pretty crazy things every now and then. It's a good video. Yeah, of all the venomous keepers, Tyler's one of the best. Especially with the stuff that he puts out. He doesn't get too crazy. I mean, Chandler's a good handler too, but he falls well into the entertainment side of it for people that like to see people jumping into the pond and getting their leg almost taken off by a croc or an alligator or whatever it was that was in there. That was. And we used to do some pretty silly things in the military with explosives and bad guys and stuff, but we still had an old phrase. There's a thin line between hard and stupid. I have definitely done the tightrope walk on that line from time to time, but yeah, when it comes to hots, you definitely got to make sure that if you fall off on the side that's not stupid. So yeah, that will probably be my project over the next couple days. Working on getting some stuff out there, and you can there's kind of a progression. You start with somebody like Jay, who's just out there making a fool of himself for the money, and then you can jump up, see somebody like Chandler who does some pretty silly shit sometimes, but he still has a little bit of the educational stuff going on. And even Barchek, a lot of his stuff, I mean, he's just a personality at this point. He's a YouTube personality, and you'll see him doing a lot of the hand feeding with his giant snakes and stuff, and just sitting there flinging food at them and letting them strike out at it. Not something I'm a really big proponent of. I really go out of my way to encourage people to use feeding tongs when you're feeding your snakes. So he's still even pretty heavily on the entertainment side of it. And he does it, he still does the educational stuff, but and then you start moving over into people like Kevin McCurley, who, just about everything that he puts out, there's an educational aspect to it. Where he's describing handling techniques with his animals, or going over his breeding, what clutches he's got coming out. So Kevin leans really heavily towards the educational side of it, just like Clint. And, Snake Discovery does a lot of educational stuff too. I mean, but they've got such a cool balance of different programs and stuff that they do, along with the to hit both the educational and the entertainment side of it. They've got such a good balance, which is no doubt why they've blown up the way they did. Like I said, I remember seeing watching, oh my God, what's her name? God, I feel stupid now. It's been a long day. The girl from Snake Discovery. Somebody please type her name in there because I cannot believe I'm just blanking on it. But yeah, I remember watching her making videos in the kitchen. And now they've just got this massive place out there. It's really awesome. Maybe one of these days we'll get Intrepid Exotics like that. We'll have the Snake Discovery facility out here in North Carolina. Maybe. Let's see. We got. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't. Those guys get a lot of heat, but when you really look at what they do, they've got some pretty good stuff. Yeah, yeah. I mean, fingers are finite. You will run out of those fingers eventually. Yeah, I do see Clint out there with those guys quite a bit. I almost think I'd seen that video you was talking about too with the green mambas. So. Yes, thank you, Emily. Emily and Ed. I don't know how I blanked out on that. Oh, there I go, hitting freaking buttons for no reason again. Oh, let's see. What are you doing up there, crazy? I think my green tree python was out there. I'm going to go ahead and get him out because I haven't gotten him out in a while. What's up, crazy snake? You want to come hang out? Hey. What are you doing? Are you serious? Did I scare you? Sorry. Sorry, buddy. We're not ending like that. There goes Athena coming to the glass, too. I don't know if you can see her back there or not. She's like, dude, you're taking another snake out. What about me? Come on, goofball. So apparently I startled him when I opened up the enclosure. I know you probably couldn't see it because my back was between the snake and the camera, but he had a nice little defensive strike, stuck his head all the way out of the enclosure. Didn't you? It's time to hang out. So you're good now, man. But that's one thing. One thing I do with all of my snakes is if there's a misunderstanding and they strike at me for some reason, almost always I'll go ahead and take them out and we'll do handling session, even if it's really brief, just because I don't want any encounter to end on anything remotely close to a negative note with any of them. Actually, we need to check that. We need to check your stuff, don't we? Yeah, tomorrow after we get back from the show, it's going to be feeding day. That's another reason I'm sure he's a little bit on point too. Let's see. Okay. Let's see how close you can get. Check out the camera. I see you. Go the other way. There you go. Yeah, it's definitely not going to be a 3-hour marathon tonight. So I've got, oh yeah, man, he is great. And the person that I got him from did such a great job with him. He's been like this ever since I got him. There was somebody who was he was moving and he had to get rid of all of his snakes. So I went up, picked him up. And like I said, he's just been amazing ever since I got him. Always so chill to handle. Get in here. Oh. So of course we're gonna have some time off coming over the rest of the holidays here. So I am going to. If you guys get any suggestions for any specific videos you'd like to see over the course of the next couple of weeks, throw them out there. You can always throw them down in the comments and stuff like that too. But like I said, I've got a short list of ideas of some stuff that I want to do, and we'll see. We'll see what it looks like going into the new year. We're still fairly optimistic that by spring, summer, hopefully we'll end up finding a place to upgrade, so you start building some bigger enclosures, get more enclosures, and all that other stuff. So there's going to be a lot of DIY videos coming out next year. So for any of you guys that build enclosures, well, we're going to have plenty of that going on. Bob got assist fed. When did I feed him? It was Wednesday, I think it was. I had to assist feed him again. He's still striking at everything. Anytime I offer the food to him, it's defensive strikes, and he just completely ignores drop feeding. I haven't done any confined space stuff with him yet, but he's going into shed now. So probably after he sheds, we'll try that again this next feeding. He's just being stubborn, and it is what it is. I'm just gonna keep making sure that he eats when he needs to, whether he wants to or not. And I'm pretty confident he'll come around. But it is taking him a long time. Taking him quite a while. Like I said, I'd go get him right now, but he's going in the shed. I don't want to mess with him. What are you doing? I'm checking everybody out. Yeah, so many of these guys are on point and ready to eat this weekend. I'll put him back. What's up? You want to come out? You would have to be sitting in your water. Beautiful girl. Getting so big. How do you do that? This kid, she is growing like a weed. This is Athena. Just so you know, this is the Burmese python, not the Sri Lankan. Who was talking about the spider gene? I didn't see it. Oh, let me look up and see if I can figure out what they was talking about regarding it. But no, when they're talking about the spider gene, it's in ball pythons. Yeah, it's associated with some disorders, some nerve disorders, and some neurological stuff. So there's a couple different morphs in snakes that are prone to defect. One of them is the spider gene and ball pythons, the jaguar gene and retics. I'm sure there's a couple other ones. Those are the two biggest ones that I could think of right off the top of my head. Let's see. Yep. Yeah, they'll get a lot of vertigo and wobbles and all that stuff. So hey Greg, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, it was not a busy day here because I took the damn day off finally. I took it off so much that about 7 o'clock I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I got a live stream I got to do tonight. So I had to hurry up and throw all this stuff together and get my butt on here. And about the only thing I've got to talk about tonight is, like I said, I've got that one video that I'm thinking about putting out where we talk about, the difference between entertainment, education, and reptile YouTubers, between Jay and Brian and Kevin and Clint and stuff like that. Just kind of touching on that stuff. And then talking about the reptile show we got to go to tomorrow and do a presentation on reticulated pythons, which should be a lot of fun. So, Mr. Geckos. Yeah, it's probably across the board. You'll probably end up finding the more people are breeding stuff, I'm probably going to end up seeing more and more stuff like that. Hognose states here. Huh. Let's see. Tomorrow is actually one of those. So it's a Show Me Snakes show. It's in a really small armory in Durham, so it's not typically a really big show there. They tend to have a pretty good turnout. But of course, tomorrow's going to be nasty. It's supposed to be 50 and raining and all that stuff. So we'll see how many people come out. I'm going to take all my recording equipment up there, and I'm terrible for recording these events, so I don't want to make any promises. It would make a good video though, so I need to get everything up and at least just let the camera run while we're up there, and see how it goes. That way everybody can kind of see what these presentations look like. Yeah, sneak up on the like button, nail that thing. Oh wow, yeah, we need a bunch of them. There, I got it started. We don't really expect these live streams to go out very far. This stuff is pretty much for the regulars, for the folks that keep up with what's going on and all that. So sit around and drink coffee and shoot the shit. Oh, cool. Somebody else going to be having some babies. Oh yeah, absolutely. The the next enclosures that I want to do, I want to focus primarily on the big retics. I want to get them into 12 by 4 by 4 at least, with a lot of stuff to climb on in there. They've already got big enough water bowls that they can get into it, but I want to give them a little bit more water, something that's a little easier to clean. And I am going to try and make those bioactive. We'll see how that goes for a little while. It shouldn't be too bad. But I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen the enclosure that Karma is in out of Garrett's place, but it's going to be really similar to that. I'm just going to try and find some secondhand windows or something, or demoed off of a remodel job or something, and wrap it in windows. And I just want to get them a little bit more room to move around. So they're probably going to do like they do every day anyway, is just kind of curl up and chill out. Typically, when they get really energetic, I'll just open a door and let them run out for a little while. But what are you doing? There you go. Hang out. Yeah, I'll definitely get some pictures of something out there tomorrow. All I'm doing, I'm just gonna have my two 16-foot retics, my OG Phantom 6-7 foot male downstairs, and Chloe, the little baby back there. She's gonna come out with me. I'm just gonna go up and talk snake stuff and show the difference between the little baby retics and what they need to be prepared to house after a few years getting at home. So. Yeah, I can't say I miss the snow at all. Yeah, those old glass shower doors. And it's not too hard to work up some kind of a latch for them. Stuff like that. Oh yeah. Yeah, these guys upstairs, man. These guys spent probably the last 3-4 days in their water bowls. I actually pulled Athena out of her water bowl to come out here. Where's your head and what are you doing? I bet she found the holes in the back of the chair again. Let's see. Nope. Where'd you go? Get your butt up here. Come on. Come on up. And another positive note too, I don't know if any of you guys have been following along on Facebook. I've been posting periodically about Niles, the Nile monitor. And he is really. Will you please stay up front where I can keep an eye on you? You know, turd. Somebody just wants to do what she wants to do, and she doesn't want to be told any different. But yeah, Niles has been doing really good. He's been getting here lately really interactive. When he sees me, a lot of times now I'll go down and I'll open up the door and he'll come down into the substrate, which he didn't really do a whole lot. It amazes me how long it takes him to get comfortable in an area. But yeah, it's really cool to see him kind of. It looks like he's starting to reach out and want to interact a lot more, which is good. So that probably means that he's calming down a little bit. Probably could. But you can get really creative with some of this stuff. I mean, if you're using shower modules too, depending on how you set it up, put like a waterfall feature or something like that in there. That would be slick. Yeah, I've been known to say that to human beings from time to time in the older days. Um, I don't know. How long are you, girl? Oh man, she's between 4 and 5 feet, I'd say. I think she's getting thick. I mean, she has been ever since she decided to start eating. She has not missed a meal. I don't think I've ever had her refuse after she started eating on her own. So I said when I got her, she was like fresh out of the egg. I got her way too early, and yeah, she's been doing great. She's gonna be a big girl. Yeah, Niles can't believe how big he's getting either. He said Niles is a whippersnapper. He's a neck snapper too. Mm, yep, yep. Hey, Lorraine, how you doing? Don't feel bad. I got distracted on my day off playing video games and didn't realize it was Saturday evening again until about 7 o'clock. I was like, oh yeah, I better hurry up and turn everything on, get this thing started. Another good place to go talking about this is I don't know if you guys have got them where you guys are at, but the Goodwill stores around here, that's where a lot of contractors will take um, you know used stuff, cabinets and all that stuff for like that they demo out of a house when they're doing remodels. And you can get a lot of cool stuff up there pretty cheap. I've gotten a couple um, China hutches that I've used for enclosures from them. Worked out really good. Keep your head up here. Here, go up there. Say hi to everybody before you go and jump back in your water. There you are. Come on. Yeah, there's something about the natural coloring on these berms that I just absolutely love. Can't wait till she gets Monty's size. Be a pretty girl. Yeah, that was the same thing with if you guys remember the China hutch that I made Charlie my boa's enclosure out of. Uh, that one actually came to me free from a funeral home. So it didn't even have the glass on the doors or anything. It had the wood panels, so I had to modify the doors. Um, I put windows on everything, but yeah, before that held Charlie, it held urns of cremains. So, so I guess if any of you guys believe in haunted furniture, then I've got one here. Cool. Yeah, that one right there works really good for Bob. He loves that, and he'll definitely use every inch of it too. There you go. Have you had enough excitement? Are you ready to go home now? Are you ready to go home now? Are you? You're such a sweet girl. There you go. Go back in your tub. Be nice if I could get the rough green snakes out, but those things are a little hell on wheels. They will just take right off on you every time. Let's see. There is. Who is it? There is one person I'm reaching out to. I'd like to get on. It is. The group is called Rare Genetics, and they do the testing off snake skins. Folks will send the snake skins in and they'll do testing on them. I thought that would be a really good interview to do. I know I don't do too many of them most of the time. It's just me sitting here bumping my gums. But I would like to have them on and have them talk a little bit more about what they do, how they do it, what their requirements are for you to send snake skins into them. Because they'll typically tell you what part of the world the snake's from, stuff like that. They'll, of course, tell you its sex. And it all kind of ties in, too, with the one video that I put out not too long ago on a skin trade, where they're talking about using genetics to identify, like, as they're evaluating skins that are coming through ports, and they take samples of them and they can test them and determine where those are coming from and whether or not they're from, whether they're poached or they're coming from legal places. So there's a lot of different implications for the DNA testing. So I thought it'd be really cool to talk to them. We'll see. He can be a little difficult to get a hold of sometimes, but yeah, we'll see if we can get them. Snakes with the horizontal pupils. That's funny. I'm going to look that up really quick. I'm drawing a blank. I don't remember ever seeing a snake with horizontal pupils. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks like vine snakes have got horizontal pupils. That's cool. Christina should know if she's still watching, because I think they've got a couple vine snakes. That's funny. See, I learned something new tonight. What other ones do I see? Oh, cool. Yeah, it looks like the vine snakes, we got them as well. Oh, man. All right, guys. So I think I'm getting ready to wrap up. I'm going to end up calling it a fairly early night tonight so that I can get all my ducks in a row for the show tomorrow. Like I said, I'm going to take all my recording stuff with me, and hopefully we'll be able to get some good video out of that thing. Hey, Gerald, how you doing, buddy? Came in right at the tail end. I'm getting ready to wind down. So I think a lot of it has to do with the food coma. I had a nice big dinner before starting here. So I'm going to get some rest and keep an eye out. I want to get at least one video out this week before next Saturday. And when I end up making contact with these guys about the genetic testing, I'll post that on the Facebook page too. So, and yeah, hopefully the show goes good tomorrow. I just want to get the animals there and back in one piece. So I'm pretty sure the inside of the armory up there is going to be nice and warm as usual. So you guys have a good night. I'm going to jump off of here, and we'll see you next time. Have a safe week, guys.